Okay, today on Dadcraft we're going to talk about railways. Railways are a great way to get around in your world once you have enough resources to build them. We'll go over how to build some of the first items you'll need with railways. Let's take a look at that first, and then let's look at some of the advantages of railways. So I've got a crafting block here that I'm going to click on, and some materials here. I've got a cobblestone block, some redstone dust, some iron ingots, gold ingots, and some sticks. So what are some of the first things you're going to need? Well, you're going to need to build some rails. And if you take 6 iron ingots and 1 stick in this configuration, you will get 16 pieces of rail. It's a pretty expensive formula early on because you need to get 6 iron ingots. So you get 16 pieces of rail. That's pretty good. If you take 6 gold ingots and 1 stick and a piece of redstone dust, you will get 6 powered rails. And this is important. The normal rails, if you just ride around on them in a minecart, you're going to go super slow. But if you can hit a powered piece of rail, you'll speed up real quick. So they're important. So we'll get 6 pieces of power rail. Next, you'll need to make this U-shaped 5 iron ingot recipe to get a mine cart, and this is what you'll sit in order to ride on the rails. Now, what I like to do is I like to take a lever that we've seen in another video and use it to turn on and off pieces of powered rail at the start, and we'll see where I place those in a minute. So that's a stick on a cobblestone block, and then to power rails further on, we take a stick with a piece of redstone and get the redstone torch, which is a constant supply of redstone, and if placed next to a powered rail, will power it on. So when you get in the cart and pass over the powered rail, you'll move along. So let's see how we put these into practice. Alright, over here I have one of my railways here in the junction that goes northeast, south, and west. And you can see I've got 2 pieces of powered rail and a minecart that's sitting over top of a piece of regular unpowered rail. And so I will place the cart back on here. I just took it off so you could see where it was. And then I have a switch here, the lever, which is going to power this piece of rail. If I turn it on and off, you can see that the rail turns on and off. Now, if a minecart passes over a piece of unpowered powered rail, it'll stop. But if it goes over a piece of powered rail that is powered, it'll speed up until maximum speed. And so what I do is I'll get in the cart, push the W key to go forward, and I'll hit these 2 pieces of power rail and take off and go forward. But you'll need more powered rail as you go along. So every 20 blocks, I will place another piece of powered rail with a redstone torch. The redstone torch keeps it permanently on until I go farther and farther on. So every 20 blocks or so, you'll need another piece of powered rail. That way you can maintain your speed as you go down the track. So now I'm going to hit the W key, go forward onto the piece of power rail, and boom, I'm going. And every 20 blocks or so, another piece of power rail kicks in, and I'll maintain my speed. I don't have to do anything. I'm hands off keyboard and mouse at this point in time as I travel across the rails. Now this is faster than walking, and probably as fast as the fastest horse goes. They're probably about the same. But there are problems with both walking in your world and riding a horse. Walking in your world, you're going to have lots of problems getting places because you're going to get hungry very quickly. You're going to get a lot of hunger from it. Plus, you'll encounter mobs along the way. They're going to be a bit of a problem. If you can build a rail, like I have here, a tunnel rail or a walled rail, then you've got an opportunity to stay a little safer in your travels. If you're going to be riding a horse through the world, you're going to have a couple of problems. First of all, if the water is deeper than 1 block, you'll be shot off the horse. So once you encounter water, horses are kind of troublesome. Horses can go up 1, sometimes 2 blocks that are separate, but if you're going to be in a mountainous area, they're tough to ride. And if you're in a forested area, this world that I have, the demonstration world, has a lot of forest areas in it. The horse can't pass through with you riding on it through spaces that are smaller than 3 blocks tall. And so you're going to encounter a lot of areas where you have to cut your way through with a horse. Now, I love the horses in the game. They're great to ride once you tame them and saddle them. great way to get around, but rails are the consistent way to get from place to place. You can see I've gone over to X1000. I'm here at the eastern base at X1000, and sure enough I now have rails that go off to the north and the south from here to other places. And if I just jump back in, we'll head back to the rail hub. So there it is, rails. How to make the basic rail pieces, how to make the powered rail pieces, the switches for use at your rail depots, and the redstone torches to use the powered rails as you go along. Remember, you'll need one powered rail for about every 20 blocks that you travel. So there it is, railways. Great way to get around in your Minecraft world. Have fun playing Minecraft.